Hi everyone, welcome to the Help Psychology Challenge video. My name is Dr. Goh.wmv. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Behavioral Science here in Help. And as you all know, the essay question for this year's 2010 Psychology Challenge is on how emotional intelligence can help you develop into a successful person. Now, me and my colleagues are going to be giving you a series of short lectures to give you a better idea about what EQ is, what is emotional intelligence. And so today, I'm going to start the ball rolling by giving you an overview of what is emotional intelligence, and hopefully this will help you write your essays. Right? Now this slide here gives you a general sense of what EQ is. Now EQ stands for the emotional quotient of intelligence, also stands for emotional intelligence. As you can see here, EQ is about being able to be aware of, to understand and to manage emotions. You notice in the middle of the slide the word emotions. And so a person with high emotional intelligence is aware of emotions, they understand their emotions, and they are able to manage their emotions. Now you should also notice that in the bottom part of this slide, I've divided the graph into two parts. Self-emotions, that is my own emotions, and other emotions, that is the emotions of other people. And so we say that EQ, or emotional intelligence, has two elements. Understanding and managing my own emotions, as well as understanding and managing the emotions of other people. Some textbooks refer to this as intrapersonal intelligence, that is understanding my own emotions and myself, and interpersonal intelligence, understanding other people and their emotions. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes going through what each of these concepts mean. Let's start first with intrapersonal intelligence. So this is about understanding yourself, and that's very important. Understanding who you are, and in this case, understanding your emotions. So we divide it into three parts. Number one, are you aware of your own emotions? So for example, when you're getting stressed, are you aware that you're getting stressed? When you're getting angry about something, are you aware that you're getting angry? Are you aware that you're getting frustrated or worried? And so we say the first step in good EQ is being sensitive to how you're feeling. I mean, after all, if you're not aware that you're stressed, you can't manage stress, isn't it? You can't manage an emotion unless you're aware of it. In the same way, people can't manage their anger or control their anger unless they know that they're becoming angry. Now, I mean, this is important because you find that many adults and young people as well of your age don't really know how they're feeling. They're not sensitive to what they're experiencing at a particular point in time, and sometimes it's too late, right, before they know. Secondly, we talk about understanding your own emotions. So for example, in the case of stress, the question is, do you understand why you're stressed? You know, what is making you stressed? Is it because of your schoolwork, or examinations, or family problem, or personal issue that you have? And so it's about identifying the cause of your emotions. Another example is if you're feeling very angry, very upset or frustrated, the question is, what has caused this anger? You know, is it something that happened to you in school earlier today? Is it something that's happening in your home? Is it something that a friend said? So the second part of emotional intelligence, intrapersonal, is about understanding, you know, why you're feeling a certain way. Right? Last but not least, the bottom part of the slide talks about managing your own emotions. So of course, there's no point being aware of or understanding why you're angry or stressed unless you can actually control that anger and stress. So we call that management. There are things you can do to, for example, handle pressure before an examination. Now in one of the next videos, one of my colleagues, Mr. Kenneth Pan, is going to be giving you more detailed information about how to manage stress as an example of EQ. Now I want to move on to the next slide. So we've talked about intrapersonal intelligence, how you can be aware of, how you can understand and manage your own emotions. Now the next slide we talk about interpersonal intelligence, which is how you do the same things but to other people. So how do you, are you aware of the emotions of other people that are around you? Your family, your friends, your teachers, people that you work with in school, are you sensitive to how they are feeling? So, some of you are naturally very good at this. You can sense when people are getting angry or stressed or happy or sad. So that's part of EQ as well. But I should say that this is something that you can develop. So some of you who are not very good at this is something you can train up in yourself. So are you aware of other people's emotions? Do you understand why they feel a certain way? So do you understand why your parents sometimes are a bit angry? Do you understand why your friends might be a bit upset? Right? And thirdly, how do you manage other people's emotions? So for example, if your friend is very stressed out, how do you calm them down? If your friend is very angry, how do you get them to relax and cool off? If your friend is very disappointed, how do you cheer them up? Right? So that's about managing other people's emotions. So together, being aware of, understanding and managing the emotions of others. Now, I put in this slide as well a few reasons why interpersonal intelligence is so important. Right? Number one, we talk about it's very much a part of leadership skills. So for those of you who are leaders, of clubs and societies, of committees, of groups, you find that a good leader has both intrapersonal but especially interpersonal intelligence. They are sensitive to how other people feel. That's what make them very good motivators, you see. They're able to motivate and inspire people. Now that's a good example of managing emotions. When your team is discouraged, when they're tired, when they're bored, how do you rouse them up? How do you motivate them? So good leaders, in a sense, have high EQ. Right? Also in terms of, if you are a team member yourself, being able to work with others, so we talk about teamwork, we talk about team dynamics, and this is a very important part of life, isn't it? Being able to work with others, get along with others. We say be adaptive, meaning the best people are those who can work with anybody. And how you do this is to be sensitive, isn't it? How do you be sensitive to how other people are feeling, understanding how, what they're going through. But even your own personal relationships, I want to speak to, you in terms of your friendships, in terms of your relationship with your parents, you find that if you're able to do this, you're more sensitive to your parents, your brothers, your sisters, you understand them better, rather than judge them, rather than react against them, whenever they have a temper. If you understand them better and are better able to manage them in a way that is constructive, rather than make things worse, you're the kind of person that helps resolve conflicts, then of course, this actually helps the whole family environment as well. Now, I've described to you, the two main elements of EQ, emotional intelligence. I've talked about intrapersonal intelligence, understanding your own emotions. And then I've talked about interpersonal intelligence, understanding and managing the emotions of other people. I just want to end by just underlining again why EQ is such an important thing. A lot of people in the past have focused more on IQ. So they're focusing more on how intelligent and smart you are in terms of your ability to learn things, process information. Everybody goes after many A's and this and that. Now, I'm not saying that IQ is not important, but I think in the last 10 years, people in different sectors have realized that EQ is just as important as IQ, and that's what I'm trying to illustrate in this slide here. The idea that, look, it's for example, in an organization, people have realized there's no point hiring somebody who is very smart. They may be the best lawyer or engineer or doctor or businessman, but they have low EQ, meaning that they're not sensitive to their own feelings, they don't know how to manage their own stress. Whenever they're stressed, they go crazy, berserk, they have nervous breakdowns, they are not sensitive to other people around, so they can't work with others, there's always conflict with everybody else. Now, and my point is, look, so they could be very intelligent, high IQ, but if they have low EQ, they're not going to be very successful in their lives. And I guess this leads me to the essay topic that we've given you for this year's Health Psychology Challenge. The idea that we want you to think about and do some research and write an essay on how EQ is important for you to attain success in your life, as a teenager, as a student. So same illustration, some of you may have very high IQs, but because you have low EQs, you're not able to manage stress, therefore you don't do so well in your exams. You're not, you may have a lot of leadership potential, but you don't make a very good leader simply because you can't get along with people. So I think the message is, if you develop high EQ, a lot of doors open up, a lot of opportunities for you to succeed start to come up. Thank you very much. All the best for your essay.